I thought it was an excellent performance. We definitely owed them one after the last game of last season. I know it was a bit of an end of season affair for us, but yeah, I thought we were solid. Great start, a fabulous finish from Harvey Saunders, which hopefully will do his confidence the world of good going into the season. Beautifully played through by Omari Patrick as well, who I have to say was outstanding. I think he's going to be a real spark for us. We've talked a lot about can we replace Rob Apter. I don't think we could ever replace Rob Apter, but Patrick, I think, can come a very close second to that. And yeah, throughout the game, I thought we controlled the game. They had their spell in the first half. Didn't really cause us too many problems. Can't remember Murphy having too many saves. He made a great reaction save from a guy who was offside, just showing, belying his 43 years of age, which the commentator kept talking about. And then, yeah, great strike from Josh Williams. I know he got a couple of deflections on the way, but it was great to see him get a goal on his debut. And again, another excellent performance from somebody who's stepping up a level or two for sure, but also making his debut in the middle of the park. Felt like he's going to be the guy that maybe puts Sam Finley when he comes back. That he'll put him under a bit of pressure for that spot. But yeah, a good second half. Yes, Accrington definitely started more on the front foot, and they had us on the back foot a bit. But again, I don't think they caused us too many problems. They never created any clear-cut chances. I think they had one header which flashed wide of the post at one point, and then a bit of a scramble in the box later on. But the chances we had, the penalty miss from Brad Walker, who I think needs to hand the penalty duties over to somebody else after his rebound score in pre-season. Yeah, but it wasn't a great penalty last night. And then the miss from Josh Davison, I felt for him because that would have been a great goal to kind of set him off this season. But yeah, Patrick, another great breakaway goal, really composed finish. Yeah, and I thought it was an excellent performance all round. I think we really looked in control. And you can see the thing for me, we looked solid defensively again, like we did on Saturday. But for me, there's so many changes to make to the team and still putting a performance like that. It shows that squad has been really well drilled through the summer and has a real shape and a real way of playing, which is a real positive and a real pleasant thing to see going into what could be a really exciting season for us.
Well, we certainly hope it is an exciting season. Let's unpick a few of the things from there. Obviously, on Saturday, it was quite a tepid game, shall we say, attacking-wise. There weren't too many created chances for either side, and Tranmere had maybe one or two shots on target over the course of the 90 minutes against Notts County. Against Accrington, much more fluent going forward. Obviously, incredibly clinical with the finishing because they got the 3 goals. Is this all purely down to the fact they had the pace of Omari Patrick on the pitch? And Harvey Saunders, to be fair, Harvey Saunders is very quick. And it wasn't a case of a quite one-dimensional attacking unit or a one-paced attacking unit. Actually, you had Patrick and Saunders who can stretch opposition defences. They can cause them problems with their pace. Whereas if you look at someone like Morris or Jennings, it's more a case of causing problems with their ability to put the ball somewhere on the pitch or their ability to do something with their feet. Now, they are needed in the team. Don't get me wrong. A Jennings and or a Morris are needed in the team. But you need that extra dimension of pace, don't you? So do you think it was simply down to having that extra pace on the field that gave Tranmere the ability to stretch Accrington as much as they did and to cause the amount of problems that they did?
Yeah, I would say so. I think we all knew that Saturday, that the kind of the final third was where the spark was missing, and Patrick in particular provided that. Yeah, he's got pace, but every time he gets the ball, he looks to go forward. He looks to go past his man, and I think that's what you need. I think when you've got players like, you're right, Jennings and Morris, great players, will play an important part in, but they're not the sort of player when they get the ball they look to go past the man necessarily. So it's easy to kind of close down and slow down the attack, and then kind of we have to recycle and start all over again. Patrick isn't that kind of player. He gets the ball and looks to go forward, always looking to beat a man. I think having Harvey Saunders, who is a bit of an out ball as well, when you're in a bit of a corner, you can put a ball into the corner and he will chase them down. And did a couple of times, was unlucky not to get a penalty, caught just outside the area, beating the keeper to a ball in the first half. And again, did a couple of similar runs in the second half as well. So I think it does make a huge difference having that option, because it doesn't allow the defensive midfielders or their back four to settle. When we get the ball, there's that unexpected element, I guess, with the pace and the skill that Patrick can bring. And he looked, I mean, I didn't see much of him playing for Sutton last year, but the game that sticks in my mind is when Carlisle, I think we drew 2-2 again, and we had 9 men. I think they scored really late on, and he absolutely tore us to shreds with his pace and his quality. And he looked getting back to that kind of performance last night, and I think that's really promising, and it does make a big difference, because it means that when, like last night, when Hendry and Williams got the ball, they knew that they could look to release somebody. It wasn't a case of static players in front of them, which I think was some of the issue on Saturday. You knew you had players who were making runs and who you could feed, and who would at least get onto the end of something, or at least put defenders under pressure. So yeah, I think this injection of pace really made a difference, and it's given Nigel some serious things to think about for the game at Port Vale on Saturday.